This dirty car needs cleaning, needs shining, needs protecting. The question is, where do we start?
Hi, my name is Ivan.
I'm Nick.
This is DIY Detail. We're gonna start by cleaning the vehicle and then decontaminating and polishing. Now, unfortunately, this vehicle has been wet sanded, the whole thing, to get rid of orange peel. That's actually not a good idea. If it's a show car, great. If it's a daily driver, this is actually an Uber, you don't wanna do that. But what's happened here now is there's areas that are burnt through. It looks extremely scratched up because it doesn't have that orange peel there. Orange peel is actually a necessary part of a vehicle. Don't try to eliminate it. This is a good case in point why we shouldn't do that.
We're gonna get to polishing. You may not wanna learn how to polish. If that's the case, no worries, because right now we're going to wash, and we're gonna deeply wash. We're gonna decontaminate. We're gonna show you how to actually clean this thing up and get it shiny, and that's where we start, Ivan, with the foam rinse foam method. Now, there's also something in your hand that I imagine you're gonna use on wheels.
Exactly, Nick. I'm gonna start with the iron remover on the wheels because they really need it. Sometimes you can look at wheels and go, ooh, these aren't good. That's this case.
I'm not gonna let Ivan have fun with the iron remover only. I gotta get in on this too. I enjoy iron remover on wheels, Ivan.
Exactly. Then a bit of all clean with incredible suds. At the time of filming, it's early spring. That's why it still has snow tires on it, which is a great idea. Anywhere you're driving where it's winter, have good winter tires. It makes a difference.
We have two ways of washing the car, rinseless wash or incredible suds. The real question is why use foam? And my answer, Ivan, is fun. Fun with foam. Do you have a more scientific answer?
Not a more scientific answer. Either one does the job. So whether you want to use rinseless, whether you want to use foam, whichever one you prefer, if you can clean it with foam, you can clean it with rinseless. If you can clean it with rinseless, you can clean it with foam.
Literally foam, rinse, foam, chemical, rinse, chemical.
Exactly.
Whichever chemical you choose, go for it. If I'm in direct sun, I'm probably gonna use rinseless.
Yeah.
If I'm in shaded or a garage area, I'm probably gonna use suds because it's gonna get on there and cling and dwell for a while. So any thoughts there?
Get it on there.
Never gets old, Ivan.
No, and Nick enjoys foaming so much, he got himself all foamed up too.
Well, usually you say I missed a spot, and I wasn't gonna miss any spots.
No,
We're good.
You got some on your face, Nick.
Yeah, there you go.
Now, the question is, do you want a thick foam or a runny foam? It really makes no difference. The surfactants are doing the work. How much surfactant you have on the surface really doesn't change once it's on the surface. Now, some people would be tempted right now to take their wash mitt and start washing the surface. That is not a good idea. The grit is still there. The foam has taken some of that grit, brought it to the ground, but we're gonna rinse it to take the rest of the grit off. Then we're just dealing with traffic film. Traffic film is what we're trying to get rid of. The grit, the first foaming does, the second foaming is for traffic film. And no, the 2-bucket method is not safe. What happens with the 2-bucket method, a lot of people, they'll foam the car, the grit is still there. Then they start wiping it down. Now, if you're doing the foam, rinse, foam and the 2-bucket method, fine. But if you're relying on the 2-bucket method for safety, it is not safe. Always start by aiming not at the vehicle, either aim at the ground, in your wash bucket, doesn't matter. Just don't aim at the vehicle. If this tip flies off, you can cause a dent. Now, one thing I noticed while I was rinsing is just how clean the wheels became just from what we did. I'm not saying a touch-free wash is a good thing, but at the same time, we've made it a lot safer to clean the wheels because we removed all that grit from the wheels. Time to foam again. While we let the suds do a little more work on that traffic film, I'm gonna do the wheels. And some people have asked us, why do you guys use so much soap in your foam cannon? We actually only use 1 ounce in the foam cannon. We're able to foam this vehicle twice with 1 ounce. In our bucket, we only have ½ ounce of soap. So you're not using a lot of soap.
Not everyone has the same favorite scents, Ivan, but I love that grape Incredible Suds smell.
It is rather pleasant.
We always do faces first, right? And you can just kind of get into all these little like lug nuts super well. I just did the face first. Why am I doing the face first? Let's imagine I haven't touched the face first, right? And I get in here with my wheelbarrow brush, and let's say it was very dirty. It could pull, and I think it's a pretty well-maintained car based on just what I'm seeing so far. But as I use the wheelbarrow brush, right, you see all that dirt coming out? If I did that first and then I used the wheel and body brush, I would be driving all that dirt into the faces of the wheel. We treat wheels the same way we do paint. Foam rinse foam, chemical rinse chemical. We don't want to use unsafe practices. This is clear coat just like your paint. So we do the face with the wheel and body brush first, then we do the wheelbarrows, and we let whatever comes out come out, and then we're gonna rinse it off afterwards. Doing the wheelbarrows, we kind of do like the half circle here and the half circle there. So it's wheelbarrow brush in there, rotate it 180 degrees. This is your safe practices, right? Boom. Back in my wheel bucket. And the truth is I have rinseless wash in there from before, so you're not seeing suds, but always gonna rotate that wheelbarrow brush 180 degrees, and then I'll start from the top here, which I'm pretty sure I already did that one. And then I'll go ahead and work my way down this way. You see the wheelbarrow brush? You see how dirty that got? You see how black that is? My bucket of rinseless wash. Just dunk it in there. And although it looks old school, it comes out clean, guys. This brush is great for wheels, for those barrels that are hard to get to. Dirty. Clean.
Gonna get the roof for Nick with the perfectly safe brush. Perfectly safe brush is one of those tools that people buy. Oh, I'm just gonna use it for the roofs of the cars or trucks when I do trucks or SUVs. Then they start using it. It eventually gets used for doing the whole vehicle because it's that simple, it's that fun, and it's that safe. Nick's using the Incredible Wash Mitt, a fun experience in itself. Tell us about the...
I like the Incredible Wash Mitt. I love the Perfectly Safe brush. So it kind of depends on how I'm feeling that day. Now, if I'm a professional, I'm gonna grab the Perfectly Safe brush pretty much every time because I just think it's so fast. But I love all the fingers on the Incredible Wash Mitt. It's purple, it matches our colorway obviously with Incredible Suds. It's super rewarding, I think, to use a wash mitt because I use the Legacy sponge so often with rinseless. I mean, the Perfectly Safe brush, it's just so fast, you know? It's easy on the back. I don't know, when do you like using a wash mitt?
Well, with Incredible Suds, the wash mitt is fun. If it's a small car, I'll use the wash mitt.
Like, I enjoy using a wash mitt. It's, I like how it kind of grabs, I mean, in a safe way. I feel like it's kind of grabbing into the paint.
If the car is a little dirtier, I'll actually use the mitt because the brush is not, sounds weird to say, but not aggressive enough to clean a dirty vehicle. The brush is for a maintained vehicle. And the brush is also a good back saver.
So far I'm following along, Ivan. This seems like a pretty simple process. I don't need a high-level university degree to get this far.
No, you don't need a degree in washology. All you need is the quad fold decontamination towel, a bit of iron remover for the next step. What we're doing here is not only removing iron contamination, but also the embedded contamination for the paint. And nothing is easier than this. It's fun. You're just gliding the towel across the surface, no pressure. It's easy, it's simple, it's quick.
I like that though, a degree in washology. You might get one if you subscribe to our channel. It's free, by the way, so it's a free university degree, not accredited.
No, yeah, there's no credits involved. But no cost involved either.
Why would they subscribe to the DIY Detail YouTube channel, Evan?
They like detailing, they like education. They like seeing two guys having fun.
What's the point of this decontamination towel? I know how to use it, but unless you've used it before, you may not have the feel for it.
Right. And speaking of feel, you will feel when the surface is contaminated, and you'll hear it too, like back here.
Yeah, that's why I'm just staying here, right? You know, I didn't say much. Once I got here, I was like, I'm just gonna go until I don't feel that scratchy, kind of icky feeling. I'm not putting any pressure on it, and eventually it gets really smooth under my towel.
Yeah, so no pressure, and the feel is just gliding it along. And if you feel resistance, if you feel something scratchy or gritty, just keep going, lightly over it. We know we've washed the paint. We've done a foam rinse foam. So the grit that we're feeling is actually embedded in the paint. It's not sitting on the paint.
Can I make a confession?
Yes.
I think I prefer decontaminating with Incredible Suds as my bed of lubrication over rinseless. Even though I know rinseless has lubrication, I love the viscosity and the thickness of the suds. In my head, I'm like, ooh, this feels like it's more cushiony.
Yeah.
Now let's get into logic versus feeling, Ivan.
It's in your head. Logic dictates the two, they actually provide the same amount of lubrication. It's just you're seeing the suds a little more because there is surfactants in our iron remover. So even if you're using a rinseless wash, you'll see it suds up.
I think it's the suds that gets me.
Yeah.
And again, that's why we come to the professor of washology for his insights, Ivan LaCroix. One spray on the towel, one on the panel, flip the towel at a new panel. After 4 panels, just dunk the towel back into your bucket and it's fresh and clean and ready for more decon goodness.
We always want to decontaminate the windows because they get contaminated as well. Have you ever had your drying towels or your glass towels lint on you on a piece of glass? Basically, that's because it's contaminated. Remove the contamination, now you have nice smooth glass again. You're not going to get that linting. After you've done 4 panels, dunk, swish, refold, carry on.
Look at this move, Ivan. I ran out of Incredible Suds on the paint, at least it felt like it to me. So I just took my Incredible Suds dampened wash mitt and I created a whole new, Christmas scene on the hood. A foam party, and now I've got lots of lubrication. In all seriousness, lubrication is the key here, right? We want lubrication for our decon towel.
Yeah, we want lubrication. We want that safety factor built in. And if you're thinking these headlights look really good, there's a video link down below where we restored these headlights.
How often should I use this process with the decon towel and after washing?
When you feel the need. And for most vehicles, that's every 2 to 3 months.
Right here on the front bumper, there's usually a lot of bug guts. If for whatever reason the foam rinse foam and the contact wash don't remove them, your decontamination towel makes quick work of whatever is left. So even if you're not doing a decon, you're like, hey, I did my decon a couple months ago, I'm good, paint feels fine. The front bumper and the glass often benefit from your decontamination towel. Professor, I have a question.
Yes.
I think a lot of people still rinse from the bottom up, and I'm always curious about your rinsing techniques. Why do we rinse from the top down?
The reason we rinse from the top down, Nick, is very simple. It's the most effective and efficient way of doing it. Now, before, I'm talking 70s, 80s, when people were using very, very strong acids or very alkaline chemicals to shock a car, because that was before we had clay bars and clay towels. You needed heavy chemicals to decontaminate a car. You would rinse from the bottom up to prevent streaking on the paint because those chemicals were so harsh. This way, a lot easier. We don't need to do that anymore with nice, safe, modern chemicals. Next step in the road to decontaminated paint is water spot remover. We lightly spray water spot remover over the surface, then we're gonna spread it with a towel. So Nick, if you wanna get the towels, I'll spray the car down. Now you can see where it lands. It immediately starts to work on the surface. What's special about those towels, Nick?
Short neck towel, wrung out with a little bit of vigor actually, and we've actually got these soaking in rinseless wash. We want these lubricated, we don't want them dry. We want them wet, but not overly wet. So I'm actually just basically squeezing this out until it doesn't drip anymore. And now I'm gonna use this to agitate in our water spot remover. You might think, water spot remover? My car doesn't have any water spots. What are these guys talking about? Why would they use this process, Ivan? Here, I did this for you.
I got it. It may not have water spots on it, but it does have mineral contamination. And what we're trying to do is remove or cleanse the surface of the minerals.
This paint is, I hate to say it, kind of dead.
Yes.
I don't see any water beading, so we're just trying to really just deeply clean it, decontaminate it. What's a good word?
Decontamination is exactly what we're doing.
I know, but there's like a metaphor. What do people do in beauty? They use
exfoliate.
Exfoliate. We're exfoliating the paint, aren't we?
Yeah.
In some way?
We're taking all the minerals off of here, and we're not flipping the towel. That's an important thing. We don't want to flip the towel because we're not trying to remove the water spot remover from the surface. We're trying to spread it. We're trying to agitate it. So I'm not flipping my towel. I'm going everywhere I can, working it into the paint. And normally we can see where we've been with the water spot remover because it starts to bead up because it's taken the minerals off. If your paint has beading to give, it will do that. This is a vehicle that I don't think has any beading to give, Nick.
As I said, a little dead, but we're pretty good at resurrecting old paint, aren't we, Ivan?
Yes, we are. And this will definitely be one of those cases. Next, rinsing it off, and then we dry. Now this vehicle had so much in terms of minerals on it. I don't know if you can see it, but as I'm rinsing, it actually looks milky. You can see it here in the trunk, the actual minerals being taken off. This is a first for me that there's that much mineral contamination on a vehicle, and we can see it here in those lines. So very interesting, clean glass will bead naturally, and that's what we've got going on here. But the paint, on the other hand, it's clean, it's decontaminated, but it has no more beading to give. That is flat paint.
Okay, Ivan, there's a couple things that I'd like to do to really bring the beauty back.
Yes.
I'd like to polish and ceramic coat this ride. There's a couple of other things you could do if you don't want to do that. Spray some NV ceramic detail spray on, drying towel, you've got clean, protected, shiny paint.
Right, we could do quick beads as well. But in this case, this paint needs polishing. Now, we can't polish it too much, but watch the next video in the series. We'll be doing the art of the one step, but there's another video that we've done a good one step, and it's right here.